in the history of the world, the dawn of social media, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and with this came fandom.
And with fandom came shipping.
But what's shipping, Phil?
What if Dan and Phil were more than friends? What if they were kissing on the mouth?
Oh my God, let's go, Phil, the mouth.
Oh.
The mouth.
Sorry.
The mouth.
Sorry.
Jesus. We need a name for that. Phil and Dan?
Fan.
Wow, it's inspiring me to write a story. Once upon a time, there was a bathtub full of milk.
No.
No? Okay.
We were busy writing stories of our own. We wrote the amazing book Is Not on Fire. We went on the first ever YouTuber tour.
We made a gaming channel to monetize our hobbies, mental health pro tip.
Yes.
And the audience was growing. It was no longer a small following. It was a fandom. The fandom. The pahandom.
Which kind of sounds like a disease.
And in many ways, it was a disease. Destroying YouTube comment sections with annoying catchphrases.
Don't cry, craft.
But thankfully, Dan was happy to clarify for all his curious new followers, he was totally heterosexual.
Yeah. But wait, what's that smell?
Uh-oh, is that a gas leak? Run!
Time to move into the new apartment.
The year is 2017. Dan and Phil are trending every day, and there are big changes coming.
Phil got rid of the emo hair, and now he's got a quiff.
Whoa! That guy had a forehead the whole time? Where did that come from? Dan also had something to show the world.
Dan had depression.
Sorry, can we try that again with a more appropriate tone, maybe?
Dan had a big sad. And he made a YouTube video about it.
Hashtag brave, hashtag charity ambassador. There were also big things going on in Phil's life.
Phil got a fish, Norman.
Yeah. Phil decided to make some merch based on his fish, and then the fish died. But Phil thought that the bad news would hurt merch sales, so he lied about the fish still being alive so you'd keep buying socks. Yeah, honestly, it was super fucked up. But that wasn't the only thing bubbling under the surface.
As plot twist, we actually had 2 apartments.
Yes, Dan and Phil were secretly filming in an apartment beneath their other apartment for space and privacy, and they lied to the world because they were scared. Dan and Phil, what was the appeal of those guys? What do you think they'd say?
Hilarious?
Maybe, yeah.
Relatable. Cool hair?
This fucking guy. No, the appeal was in fact, are they gay? You see, Dan and Phil was never really about us being creative or entertaining. We were just the internet's first true crime series. We were like a public mystery that everyone tried to solve instead of doing their homework.
And half the fun of watching Dan and Phil on YouTube was keeping up with all the conspiracies about the big sexuality secret.
Now, obviously, in 2019, we did talk about the sexuality thing when we confirmed gay. But don't worry, we didn't want to rob you guys of fun activities, so we still insist on having privacy.
Yeah. We've learned a new word called boundaries.
So don't worry, there is still plenty of content for the stalkers. Don't say that daddy doesn't feed you, all right?
But he knowingly swore in front of a young audience. Naughty spaniel.
Really? Oi, shut the fuck up. Look, I did not create content for children, okay? I was expressing myself. If you leave an 11-year-old unattended on YouTube watching my videos and I make them trans, that's your fault.
I'll give you that one. And fact 3. He abandoned his family when he caused the...
Really? We're doing this again?
Hiatus.
God forbid I have a mental health break.
I mean, you broke their mental health when you left.
Did I train you to rely on me and then I ghosted you? That is rough. Phil loves capitalism.
No, wait. No.
We got him.
Turn those thumbs upside down. Hang on. Wait. If I'm providing free entertainment, there's nothing wrong with a little sprinkling of NordVPN.
This fucking guy. You think he's joking. Wait till you realize you paid for this shit and he's about to do a 42-minute Nord musical number. We're terrible at being mean to each other.
Fine, you
God, Phil!
You depressed dick.
Oh, we're making fun of my mental health, are we?
You look like a bush mammal.
Yeah, well, your bush looks like somebody's bleached asshole.
Stay off my branding.
I'll do whatever I want to your branding. I'm
right,
gonna kill him. I'm gonna... Philip Michael Lester. I did not want it to have to come to this, but you have left me no choice.
Oh, no.
Aha!
Dan has revealed a giant bottle of super glue. Phil is deeply triggered. This could make him have another panic attack.
Get ready to drink.
Well, why don't you get ready to drink your old branding?
And Phil whips out the llama hat. It's Dan's one true weakness.
Anything
He is
but
being
that.
haunted by old branding.
No!
You want a taste of this?
He's choking on the old branding.
Ow!
Dan with the toe punch.
Ow!
All right, it is time
Oh.
to end this shit.
Ow! That hurt.
Uh-oh, he's setting up the steel chair.
Whoa.
Phil misses the clothesline.
Gotcha, bitch.
Dan has Phil in the full Nelson.
What's he gonna do
How
now?
will Phil get out?
Ooh.
Oh
Wait.
my, he's using his enormous buttocks.
Phil, don't.
He's
Ooh.
throwing it back as hard as possible.
This is kinda sus.
Is Dan gonna bust?
I'm gonna kill you!
And in a stunning reverse, it's Phil who gives Dan a taste of cold steel.
This has gone too far.
This has gone way too far.
Should we call a truce?
Truce?
Yeah, let's call a truce.
Oh, the Nutcracker. This might be it. There's no recovering from that.
Uh-oh, looks like Philly's on the floor. Is this it?
Dan has Phil in a pin.
One, two. Oh, not
Wait,
yet.
Dan has stopped. He's mocking him. He's playing with his food. This is so cruel.
Team Phil, where is your God now? What? No, boo, boo. It makes me stronger.
But wait, Phil is awake.
I have been putting up with your bullshit for too long.
What's he doing with that scream?
Finally, it is Dan's turn to win. It is Dan's turn.
And smash over his head. It's over. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah!
We have a winner. Our champion in the blue corner is none other than Phil Lester.
I knew you guys would believe in me.
Please give it up for the winner of the Terrible Influence Tournament Championship belt.
Whatsoever. Give us a topic. What should
Shout
we talk
something out. What do
about?
we want? You guys are here. Come on.
Tampons. No.
What's that one?
Harry
Get it
Styles.
up. No, maybe. Donuts. Someone's saying donuts at the back.
That's
I
better
think.
than tampons. All right.
Donuts.
All right. Well, you asked for it. Here is Dan and Phil on donuts. Okay.
Donuts. I guess the first question is hole or no hole? What do you think?
Guys, I'm gonna be real. That is a bad start. But no, let's go there. I mean, Phil, I like a filling. I like a jam donut personally.
Dan loves a stuffing.
Oh, I'm glad that you enjoyed that hate crime.
Personally,
What about you, Phil? Are you a cream or a Nutella stuffed
Well,
kind of guy?
I feel like they stuff them too much, and sometimes there's just too much cream in my mouth with one bite. What? It's true. You're like, well,
I personally prefer the whole. I like the crusty rim that you get on the interior.
Yes.
But you know what I mean? It's got more of like a chew.
well, maybe that's the thing. It's all about the glazing.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, Phil doesn't like a stuffing. He likes it to end on top.
Stop. No.
All right, next confession. Who is this from, Father?
The real Susan.
Oh my God, after all these years, Phil. It's the real Susan.
The real
And
Susan.
what would you like to say, Susie?
I am skipping my coworker's wedding to be here. I told her it was a family funeral.
Oh. Oh no. I mean, this is more important than a wedding, let's be honest.
It's more important than a funeral, okay.
Yes.
Sorry, Grandad, I've got 2 elderly twinks to see, okay.
Yes. But you should be in a church, so you will be shamed.
Yes, naughty, shame, bad, have a bath. Right, do you remember when I said that I always wanted to be a pop star?
Guys, you fucked around, you're about to find out.
This is not an apology. I apologize for nothing.
Maybe we should apologize.
Maybe they'll apologize to us.
And then we'll live happily ever after?